So do you have a map for Biafra? Where will it start from and where will it end?
If I ask you right now, how many states in Nigeria do you think that Igbo people are indigenous to? How many would you say? 5 Southeast states? After all, that is the Igbo territory. Is that what you would say?
Yes.
I have a surprise for you. It is 13. Igbo people are indigenous to 13 states of Nigeria. 13. As I told you, those who created Nigeria are in charge of Nigeria. And in order to weaken, to diminish, to render irrelevant every aspiration of an Igbo man, Britain decided to advise the Janjaweed Caliphate to keep redrawing the map until we now have only 5 states. Igbo people are in 13 states. And now let me answer your question. The map of Biafra land starts from Kogi in the north, in Igala land, Idoma, Igede, all the way to Ikodomikodo, Idu land, in Udo, and going down to Bakassi, after Cross River State, and to Bonny, and to Opobo in the south. All these are Biafran territories, because if you go there, all the
13 states. I want the 13 states, please.
You want me to name for you the 13 states that make up?
Yes, please.
All right. So a lot of people have actually been asking question, where is Biafran boundary? Where did it start and where did it end? A lot of people have been asking, that question. And even in the latest map that Simon Ekwan has also brought out, a lot of people has disagreed and said, no, that this is not the real map. And a lot of people are also saying that his map will cause a lot of, katakata for Biafra. All right, so because it seems, but I'm here to study the map. But I want to remind you one thing in this video. The essence of this video is I want to remind you something that is very, very important. All right. So I remember about 3 years ago or 3.5 years ago when Dele Momodu, you know Dele Momodu now, the Nigerian politician, yes, interviewed Nnamdi kanu. And then in that interview, he asked Nnamdi kanu, where is Biafran boundary? Where did it start and where did it end? And where is Biafran states in Nigeria? So I know that Nnamdi kanu told him that Biafran had occupied 13 states in Nigeria. Yes, that Biafran occupies 13 states in Nigeria. And then Dele Momodu told him, okay, please mention the states. And then Nnamdi kanu confidently mentioned the states. I'm going to remind you that I'm going to show you the video now. All right. But one thing I want to also remind you is I could remember vividly at one Nnamdi kanu broadcast, he said something that any place that their mother is wearing 2 wrapper, that place is a Biafran land. That any community that their mother is wearing 2 wrapper, that place is a Biafran land. And why did he say so? He said 2 wrapper, women wearing 2 wrapper or our mothers wearing 2 wrapper is a big significant culture of Biafrans. So any people that are tying 2 wrapper, they are Biafrans. I could remember he said it in one of his videos.
The map of Biafra starts from wherever women tie 2-piece wrapper and ends where they stop tying 2-piece wrapper. In other words,
the interview that Dele Momodu hosted Nnamdi kanu 3.5 years ago and the 13 states that Nnamdi kanu mentioned. All right, because a lot of people are beginning to be confused. Please, I beg you, don't be confused. All right, don't be confused. Remember what our leader has taught us, and we stand by it. All right. So please, I'm going to allow you to watch the video now. But please, as you're watching it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It's very, very important because on this channel, I bring you informations, everything you need to know about Biafra, even anything you need to know about Nigeria, of course, and the things that are happening around the world, okay? And most importantly, again, please, if you subscribe to this channel, 2 things you do for me, I beg you. 1, turn on your notification button so you get notified anytime I drop a video. All right, and then the second one is if you subscribe, just look by the side, you see where it says join. please join my membership, all right? Because there are some videos I don't want to make public, all right? So it will be meant for only my members. So there are, there are some videos I don't want, for some security reasons, I don't want to make them public. So please join that my membership, so that we can make a better and expose more things there. All right. So, but for now, please watch the video.
Now, I'm sure you are aware that there are efforts to start a movement that will bring the Yorubas and the Igbos together and closer. Are you willing to play a major role in that union?
Yes, we are doing ours on the ground. You saw the protest on the 1st of October right across the world, Yoruba One Voice and IPOB. So we are doing ours. That was why I categorically stated, and without any equivocation, that the bond between the Yorubas and the Igbos can no longer be broken by anybody. They will thrive, but they will fail. It can't be broken anymore. So I am more than willing and able to serve in whatever capacity that's required of me to make sure that these two great nations pilot the affairs of Black people in Africa going forward. Because without them, Africa is doomed, more or less.
Now, so do you have a map for Biafra? Where will it start from and where will it end?
First of all, do you know that if I ask you now, Dele, how many states do you have Igbo people in Nigeria? How many states would you tell me? It's a simple question. You're a journalist.
I would say everywhere.
No, I mean where they are indigenous to, where they come from. There could be Igbo people in Lagos, they're not from Lagos, they're Igbo people. If I ask you right now, how many states in Nigeria do you think that Igbo people are indigenous to? How many would you say? 5 Southeast states? After all, that is the Igbo territory. Is that what you would say?
Yes.
I have a surprise for you. It is 13. Igbo people are indigenous to 13 states of Nigeria, 13. As I told you, those who created Nigeria are in charge of Nigeria. And in order to weaken, to diminish, to render irrelevant every aspiration of an Igbo man, Britain decided to advise the Janjaweed Caliphate to keep redrawing the map until we now have only 5 states. Igbo people are in 13 states. And now let me answer your question. The map of Biafra starts from wherever women tie 2-piece wrapper and ends where they stop tying 2-piece wrapper. In other words, Biafra land starts from Kogi in the north, in Igala land, Idoma, Igede, all the way to Ikodomikodo, Idu land, in Udo, and going down to Bakassi, after Cross River State, and to Bonny, and to Opobo in the south. All these are Biafran territories, because if you go there, all the women tie 2 people.
The 13 states. I want the 13 states, please.
You want me to name for you the 13 states that make up?
Yes, please.
Kogi, are there Igbo people in Kogi? I'm sure the answer is yes.
Yes.
Indigenous. Are there Igbo people in Edo State? Yes. We agree. In Edo State, there are Igbo people. I'm not talking about Ubiaja, which is Ishan. We'll come to that later. I'm even talking about a place called Igbo Akari. Igbo Akari. Are there Igbo people in Delta State? Yes. Are there Igbo people in Benue? In Benue State, I'm asking you, in Benue, Izi community is in Benue State. They speak Igbo. The largest market you have in Benue belong to the Igbo communities in Benue State. Are there Igbo people in Cross River? Yes. So Igbo people are in Cross River. Are Igbo people in Akwa Ibom? Yes. E2 is in Akwa Ibom. There are Igbo people there. Are there Igbo people in River State? Are there Igbo people there? Of course there are. 90% of River State is Igbo. Are there Igbo people in Bayelsa? And you'll be shocked. YES is the answer. There are Igbo speaking people inside Bayelsa itself till tomorrow morning. The same way you have Ijaw people in Ondo. There are Igbo people in all the 5. I've counted for you the 6 states that make up the so-called South. Imo, Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi.
Yeah, you've mentioned 9 now. 9 states. 1, 2, 3. Kogi, Edo, Benue, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bayelsa, Ondo.
Have you added? No, not in Ondo. We're not in Ondo. Igbo is not in Ondo. What is in Ondo is Ijaw. Ijaw is in Ondo, not Igbo. But okay. Ijaw is Biafra, and we'll get to that later. And then you add the 5 southeastern states. You have Imo, you have Anambra, you have Enugu, you have Ebonyi, you have Abia. Add all of them together.
Imo, Anambra, Ebonyi, Abia,
Enugu.
1, 2.
Add it to the 6.
Okay.
5 southeastern states.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 1 is missing somewhere.
One cannot be 6 states. 6 states of the South, 5 states of the Southeast, then Kogi and Benue, and then you get 13. In all these places, you have. I'm not telling you about where they are trading, where they are doing business. People from there are Igbo. They are indigenous.
And you think Kogi would agree to go with Biafra?
No, it's about a referendum. We are asking, what we're asking for is that part of Kogi where women tie 2-piece wrapper. That's all. Your mother will tell you where you come from. If you look at your mother when she dresses up to go to church or to go to a function and she's tying 2-piece wrapper, one on top of the other, then you know you're a Biafran. And that's what they do in Kogi, in Enugu State, in Benue State, in Cross River State, all the way down. You can go all the way down to Edo State. It is there till tomorrow morning.
Don't you think you are likely to hit the brick wall if you try to go expansionist, if I could put it that way?
I am an Igbo man. With all due respect, my dear brother, the Yorubas may be comfortable leaving Yoruba people in Togo and the Benin Republic and calling somebody from Sokoto State their brother. I don't intend to do that. Wherever you have Igbo people, they must be together as one. We are not leaving anybody behind. We cannot leave anybody behind. It was the Fulani Janjaweed and the British that caused this problem. You cannot come to my land, you take an Igbo community, you give them to Benue, you give them to Kogi, and you say they're from the north. Ohanese may tolerate it. I will not tolerate it. I can't tolerate it. I am not going to leave one single Igbo community anywhere. They must be part of Biafra. They must be part of Biafra.
What happens? Let's say the other people that you are fighting get provoked and they decide to call your bluff and say, okay, Igbo people in Kaduna, in Katsina, in Sokoto to detent Israel. How would that fit into your plan?
Quite frankly,
before you answer, let me do it as a double warning. And what if the Igbos in those places say they are not interested in joining you?
Hallelujah. We say good riddance. Everything we are doing is based on the consent of the people. There must be a referendum, or should I say referenda, which is the plural, right across the board. We are going to ask people, ethnicity by ethnicity, where they wish to belong. If they say we want to be part of the Janjaweed North, where once in a while you lose your daughter, your wife could be raped, oh well and good. We let them go. I am a Democrat. I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. And Biafra must come via a referendum. People must agree to it. We are not forcing anyone to do anything. Everything we are saying and doing is geared towards one outcome, a referendum. If they agree, fine. If they don't agree.
So who is going to organize this referendum that you've been talking about?
The United Nations will have to organize it at the right time. They will.
If it is not organized, what is your plan B?
We continue with civil unrest and civil disobedience boycott of elections. As one of our great heroes said, we will boycott all boycottables until we get what we want. The British never wanted to leave Africa, but they did. Russia never wanted the Soviet Union to break up, but it did. Serbia never wanted Yugoslavia to break up, but it did. Sudan never wanted South Sudan. They never wanted South Sudan to be free. They're free today. Ethiopia never wanted, excuse me, Eritrea to be free, but today Eritrea is free. So that tells you all you need to know. It is not in their hands because you know what? Power belongs to the people. Anything we want is what we're going to get.
Once again, I want to ask this. Do you think this dream is realizable without a war? And are you prepared to fight another war?
This dream can be realized without a war. And let me put it this way, as soon as the people, the various ethnic groups in Nigeria realize what Nigeria means to each and every ethnic group, they will subscribe to our position. So it is realizable without a war. Before the white man came, let me ask you this, because it's an interview, which means you can ask me questions and I can ask you. Before the white man came, was there any Nigeria? Before the white man came, did Nigeria exist? It's a simple question that I'm asking you. Did Nigeria exist before?
It didn't, no.
It didn't exist. Then why are African people, black people dying over something that they did not create? Did any Yoruba man create Nigeria? The answer is no. No Igbo man created Nigeria. No Hausa man did. No Fulani man did. No Kanuri man did. No Jukun man did. When you come to Nigeria, it's always a debate about it is our turn. It is our turn. It is our turn to rule. Now there are over 250 main ethnic groups in Nigeria. If you keep rotating the presidency every 8 years to each and every ethnic group, times 8 by 250. How many years are you going to get? So some people will die many times over. They will reincarnate many times over. The presidency hasn't come to them. Nigeria is a joke and an absolute mess. It was not created by black people. Therefore, it cannot be sustained by black people. I want to see an Africa where a Yoruba nation, a Yoruba mega nation extends from Togo all the way to Edo State. That's what I want. Because that is authentic Africa. I don't know why Africans are so beholden to something that is alien to them. Are you a white man? The Lugard that created Nigeria is a white man. What are you doing as an African defending something that a white man created out of, should I say, a racist intent? Nigeria was an ordinary company, Royal Niger Company, an ordinary business venture that the British converted into a nation. And Africans are killing themselves trying to maintain something that a white man created. Sometimes I wonder what type of God made African people. I don't understand it. And that is why you have this neo-colonialism. That is why the British High Commissioner had to go to Tinubu to ask him, how do you end this protest? Because if this protest continues, you're jeopardizing our oil. Nnamdi kanu can use it as an advantage to go and get Biafra. They asked the army to go in and kill people. You people are being ruled by your colonial masters. Your fate is not in your hand. You're in a country that is 60 years old, so to speak. There is no electricity. If I am a Nigerian, I can't come out and say I'm a Nigerian. I'll be ashamed of myself. For 60 years, you have no electricity. For 60 years, no good roads. For 60 years, no good schools. For 60 years, your politicians are traveling abroad for medical treatment. I ask you, what is there to be proud of about Nigeria? Name one thing you can be proud of. Name one thing. Is a question I'm asking you, Dele. Tell me one thing you can be proud of in Nigeria.
Nigerians are amongst the brightest people in the world, including the Igbo people, of which you are one. You're a very brilliant man. That is Nigeria in your DNA.
I was born a Biafran, not a Nigerian. Nigeria is a historical mistake.
Was there a birth certificate at that time that wrote Biafra on it?
Of course, yes. You want me to show you? I will show it to you. I can email it to you. It's not here with me right now. I can email it to you. My person is Biafra.
I don't mind.
I will email it to you. So you see, what I'm asking is, if Nigeria never existed until the white man came, why are you as a black African man defending it? What's a white man created? Why? When you have Yorubas in Benin Republic, Yoruba is in Togo, they speak your language, they eat your food, they dress the same way you do, you have the same culture, the same value system, the same orientation, and I'm asking you, and the white man came from Europe and said, oh, you are Yoruba from Togo, you speak French. You're Yoruba from Benin Republic, you're going to speak French. But you're Yoruba from Nigeria, you speak English. Are people not perturbed by that? That level of dehumanization, that level of subjugation. You see, the one thing that shocks me about Africa and their class of intellectuals is the fact that they are willing to swallow hook, line, and sinker anything the colonial master gives to them. And I've asked you this very question. Can you go to Europe and create a country as a black man? The answer is no. Then why must you accept what a white man is doing in Africa? Do you see why we are poor and very backwards? Do you see why Nigeria can never have 24 hours of electricity? Never, ever, ever, ever. Because the foundation is faulty. The orientation of Fulani Janja, people were protesting SARS killings in the south. Fulani people in the north, you are busy having fun and laughing and smiling. And you want to be in the same country with them. Your value system, your reasoning, your understanding, your orientation can never ever be the same. Never be the same. Why did Britain leave the EU? Then I'm asking you, are they not Christians? Are they not Democrats? Are they not, don't they believe in free trade and voting people in and voting them out? But then why did Britain leave the EU? Why? The same Britain that left the EU is asking me not to leave Nigeria. Nigeria that is only 100 years old. Your grandfather was not a Nigerian. Was not. So why must you throw away the history of your family, the rich history of Yoruba people? Because a white man called the place Nigeria. Why must you do that? Why? Can I go to England and name them and name them Albania and say all your history is now gone? We are doing our ancestors a disservice. And let me tell you why Black Africa cannot go forward. Some people, not you, some people accepted this nonsensical balkanization of Africa with their useless flag independence. And your ancestors are in the grave. Your ancestors that existed before the white man was born, they're in the grave. You jettison their history and their identity. You banish it, you denigrate it, you insult them by accepting this garbage called Nigeria, and you want them to be happy with you. That is why no black African country can see development. No black, you see South Africa. When whites were running South Africa, everything was good. Now blacks took over. Look at what is happening. Because even the land of Africa itself is angry with us. We went to school for a reason. The reason why you go to school is to question certain things. And the question is this: why is it that you as an African, you're willing to kill, to die for something a white man created when they cannot do the same thing for you? You see how they are not equal to us. You see why they are always better than us. And nobody can tell me with any ounce of conviction or justification the reason why Yoruba people should be in Togo, in Benin, and in Nigeria. Why can't they be in one country, the same way that the English people are in one country in England? Or should I say in the UK? These are the things that we must ask ourselves.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Mazi Nnamdi kanu. I mean, you are very passionate about your beliefs. Nobody can take that away from you. So now we get to the stage where I already jotted down some questions from members of the public. The first is that you hold a dual nationality. So they are saying You have a choice, you have an option. What about those who have nowhere to go?
The reason why you are interviewing me today is because I got lucky. My parents didn't get lucky. People who were in my house did not get lucky that very day. They died. My dog also died. Jack, they killed my dog. Now, listen very carefully. People don't understand. You see, there is a level of flippancy in Africa, and should I say, we don't interrogate any concept or phenomenon with a great degree of sincerity. Why do I have a Nigerian passport? The same way that Awolowo, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, held onto a British travel document. Did that stop Awolowo from fighting for Nigeria to be independent? I'm asking you a simple question. Did that stop him? Awolowo went to Glasgow to study.
A British document.
Exactly. He traveled abroad. Awolowo traveled abroad to study. He read economics in Scotland, and he came back. Probably even on British scholarship. The fact that Awolowo was availed of free education in England and traveled to England by ship in those days with British papers, did it stop Chief Awolowo from fighting for independence of his people?
And I must say, he was a lawyer.
Thank you. Sorry, I do apologize. He was a lawyer as well, but he also read economics. Do you know he read economics as well? He also read, he's a lawyer. I agree. Now, I'll ask that question again so you answer so that the whole world can hear. Yes, the fact that Awolowo went to England and studied, or let me say Britain and studied, United Kingdom, came back, became a lawyer and an economist. Did that stop Chief Awolowo from campaigning for independence from Britain? I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Hearing you, yeah. I understand your logic, yeah.
Now, the same thing with Dr. Nnamdi Kanu. He traveled to the US. He studied. He traveled to the US with British papers. As somebody traveling from a British colony, he went to the US and he read, and he came back. And a Yoruba man, incidentally, let me tell you why they don't want Yorubas and the Igbos to be. A Yoruba man identified the talent in Nnamdi Kanu and appointed him the secretary of NCNC. That Yoruba man is Herbert Macaulay, a Yoruba man. And Zeke fought with the likes of Awolowo until Nigeria became free. Why didn't they say, in those days they were very intelligent. Nobody said to Zeke, oh, you went to England for free. You studied, you have their passport. Now you're fighting and saying they should go. Because in those days, our fathers, they had brain. I'm sorry to say this generation, I don't know what's wrong with them. Is a social media indomie generation. And I hope that after this evening, they will become, should I say, more enlightened as to the issues. I no longer hold dual nationality. I used to have dual nationality for convenience sake, just to travel out of Nigeria, not for anything. And my hatred for Nigeria didn't start today. I've always hated Nigeria. It's a very useless place. Only a fool can say, I am a proud Nigerian. There's nothing to be proud of. Absolutely nothing. You have nothing. Individually, you're brilliant. The Ngozi Okonjo-Iwealas of this world, our brother who is at African Development Bank, very smart and very brainy, yes, as an individual, but collectively as a group, the most useless 200 million people in the whole world. Nothing is coming out of nothing, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So how can I be a proud Nigerian? Ordinary light you don't have. No, simple light you don't have. How can I be a proud Nigerian? Thank you very much.
Now, your governors have virtually rejected Biafra. Those are the most senior representatives of the people. So this person is asking, how do you want to deal with that situation?
How many governors do we have per state?
One
I think it's one, isn't it?
One governor per state, yes. But they
and
control,
in a democracy,
they control Yes.
How many, during election, how many times does the governor vote?
Once.
Okay. So the people will decide, not a governor. We are not Fulani Janjaweed. We don't have feudal lords in our land. We are Democrats or Republicans. You have only one vote. Only one vote. One governor, one vote. People may dissent, they're entitled to their opinion. One governor, one vote during the plebiscite or referendum. And there is nothing they can do about it.
So you have seen it. You have seen it. So I think this will, calms some of us down. And also, if there's if there's any further, adjustment to this, all right, when our leader comes out, or even if he doesn't come out, I believe that our second leader, Simon Ekwan, will be able to address some of those things. All right. So please drop your comment on the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification button. It's very important, so you get notified anytime I drop a video. Okay, so thank you for watching, and God bless you.